Hi S2, I hope you're well. This is just to talk you through the task for this week. So if you go to the Inequalities task, which should have gone live, and you click on this little research booklet here, it should open a Word document. Now it's up to you, a couple of options how you could do it. You can just type onto the worksheet if you can write it onto lined paper, and if you really want to print it and send me a picture of it, you can screenshot it, edit from there. I mean, it's really up to you. It's just a couple of pages long. We're basically just comparing Italy, which is the country you looked at with Mr. Robertson, with India. So we're looking at development indicators, and they're basically used, I mean, I'm not sure if Mr. Robertson would have gone over this or not, but they're basically used to look at why some countries might be more developed than other countries. So all I'd basically like you to do, if possible, is use like Google, something like that, to see if you can find out some of the data. GDP is basically gross domestic product. So if you just type into Google GDP Italy, it should tell you what it is. And then India, GDP per capita, again, you should just type that into Google and it'll come up. Electricity consumption, number of people per doctor, but see if you type in physicians per 1,000 people, it might be easier to find it. Amount of energy per person, again, if you type in the list of countries by food intake, you might find it easier. Unemployment, if you have the list of countries by employment rate. Birth rate, death rate should be relatively straightforward to find. Natural increase, which you should be able to work out yourself, you don't need to Google that, but if you get the birth rate and minus the death rate, so for example, if you had a birth rate of 20 and a death rate of 10, the natural increase would be 20, take away 10, which would be 10. Life expectancy, that should be straightforward to find out. Infant mortality, literacy rate, as a percentage, and I mean there's a wee challenge for you if you manage to do that. And as I said, you should find most of these online. Let me know if you've got any problems. Good websites for this would be things like World Bank. I mean any website you think would be reputable. Then task A, which country has the highest life expectancy? So look at your data for life expectancy. Which one do people live longer? See if you can think of maybe some reasons why they might live longer in either Italy or India. Which country do you think is the least developed? So again, if you look up to the GDP, which one has got the lowest GDP, which would be the least developed country? And then as a kind of extension for task C, what kind of help do you think you can give to the country that's got the lower GDP that might be able to help it? You can research this, or you can ask me for help if you're not sure. Hopefully this is all okay for the first task. Let me know if you have any questions or issues.